All right, so we're almost done getting through this policy. Again, this is the progressive policy. I'm going to use this because this one's actually laid out fairly uh, easier to read than the Farmers and the Liberty Mutual one, and it's easier for me to film. But this part I want to get on for you fraudsters out there, okay? Fraud or misrepresentation. It's listed in the policy, all right? What is that? This policy was issued in reliance upon the information that you provided on your application. Now, we, which if you go back up to the definitions, we still means the insurance carrier, may void this policy at any time, including after the occurrence of an accident, if you made incorrect statements or representations to us, concealed or misrepresented any material fact, or engaged in fraudulent conduct at the time of application. This goes back to the information about you having a duty to report changes. So if you say you live or the vehicle is in, let's say, Houston, Texas, but you actually live in California, you know, that's fraud. That's called garaging. Okay. So that is fraud because you're, number one, not the company's not able to collect the appropriate premiums for your vehicle. All right. If you live in a high risk, high traffic area like California, and you say that the car is actually in a rural part of Houston, Texas, that's just fraud. This also goes back to, the next part says here, any changes we make at your request to this policy after inception will be made in reliance upon the information you provide. If you make incorrect statements or representations to us with regard to any material fact, conceal or misrepresent any material fact, or engage in fraud, we may void the policy, and we can do so at any time, including after the occurrence of a loss. When we have not voided or reformed the policy, we may still deny coverage for an accident or loss if you, in connection with the policy application, in connection with any requested change, or at a time during the policy period, have concealed or misrepresented any material fact. We may deny coverage for an accident or loss if you or a person seeking coverage has concealed or misrepresented any material factors. So why is this important? Why would they put this in here? I'll tell you why. Because you have people, and I've had claims like this, where you don't have insurance coverage because, number one, you don't have a active policy on the car. Number two, your policy may have lapsed because you haven't made your payment. So in situations like, I'll give you an example. I had a customer one time who did not have insurance because their policy had lapsed for like a month because they didn't pay. And then they have an accident. And so they they reinstate the policy. They file a claim 5 minutes after the policy was started, with saying that they hit a deer, actually, that they said that they hit a deer within 5 minutes of the policy starting. So that's just going to be prompt for you to go through the insurance police version, or version of the police called SIU. SIU is a special investigation unit, and they investigate fraudulent claims. And yes, you will get put through the ringer with SIU, because if you're trying to defraud the company, their job is to prevent you from defrauding the company. So all you people out there that have accidents, run home, buy a policy, thinking you're going to have coverage, you're wasting your time. And if anything, you're committing fraud. And, in some states, you can go to court for that stuff. So you can get arrested for that stuff. So it's not worth it. If you have if you have a cracked windshield, do you really want to sit in jail for a $500 windshield? No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? So don't do it, guys. Do not do it. And the next video I'm going to upload is actually going to be about part usage, okay? It's all in the freaking policy. You got it? All right, let's see here. Well, thank you for watching this video. And like and subscribe and come back for my next one.